There we go. Good time, guy. Appreciate that. Can you hear it now? That was my bad. I just went on a nice long rant. Anyway, so let me kind of get back to what I was saying. So this is going to ruffle some feathers. The Orioles have some tough decisions making. And when I say tough, I'm talking critically tough. And my biggest gripe is how long do you continue to hold on to Cedric Mullins and Austin Hayes? Like I said, it is going to ruffle feathers. That's fine. This is a general concern of mine. So the last 1,030 at-bats for Cedric Mullins, the completion of that 30-30 season, he's had 1,030 at-bats. He's hitting 245. How much longer is that enough? I understand the defense aspect. I'll even go as far as rating him a top 5 center fielder in baseball defensively. We're not gonna talk about the arm at all because that will lower his ranking considerably. But just going to get the ball, he's a top 5 center fielder. It takes good routes and stuff. But how much longer is 245 enough? We're not the 2018, 2019, 2020 Orioles anymore, where that was acceptable. When do you move on? And now, and I say that, so let's talk about Austin Hayes. Two fan favorites here. I love these guys to death. They've been there through it with us. Austin Hayes' last 1,070 at-bats. He's hitting 260. That's more respectable, right? 260 is respectable. I could deal with 260. 32 home runs in the last 2 full seasons. Same as Cedric Mullins. Again, when is that going to continue to be enough to win the AL East? Well, let's put it that way. To win the AL East, there's 245 and 260. Both of them, we'll say a combined 64 home runs in 2,000 at-bats. Is that enough to win the AL East? And how much longer do you do it? And the only reason why I'm even bringing this up, Heston's got 2 more home runs tonight. We know this guy is going to hit Utah Street for a long time. He's 25 years old. Stowers, 26 years old. These guys are not prospects anymore. They're grown men. They're not prospects. They're down here obliterating AAA pitching. It's boring for them at this point. I understand neither one of those guys can play center field. I get it. I'm not saying that. What I'm simply saying is how much longer is a 245 average after 1,000 at-bats acceptable to a 100-win baseball club? I know they pride themselves on defense, and I get it because defense wins ball games. But don't come out here and tell me that you're all about defense and then go and put Ryan O'Hearn out in right field. I understand guys need some nights off. That was a piss-poor effort tonight, and I never want to see him out in the outfield again. That was just, I threw up in my mouth trying to watch him read a fly ball. It was bad. And I'm trying to be nice right now. That was, I've seen better routes out of Little Leaguers. Ryan O'Hearn should never step foot out in the outfield again. They just have so many guys that they're worried about playing multiple positions that they're just blocking guys that are just flat out hitting at the lower level. I don't consider Heston Kjerstad a 4A player. I don't consider Connor Norby a 4A player. This is his 3rd year at AAA, and he's hit every single year that he's been there. He's not a 4A player. Does he make some defensive errors? Sure. But would you trade Urias on a Gold Glove hitting 190 in his last 1,000 at-bats? Or Connor Norby, who could potentially hit 260, 270 for you? You're going to get more home runs out of Connor Norby, I can promise you that. Urias has only hit, 7 in the last 1,000 at-bats? 2021, the guy had, 16? I was excited for that guy. Then he comes out when it's a Gold Glove. Now what? I understand you need those kind of guys, those veterans that can play multiple positions, and they don't mind not playing every day. I get it. I really, really get it. But if you want to be taken serious, and this is why the national media is putting down the Orioles, if you want to be taken serious, your Sunday lineups cannot consist of Jorge Mateo, Ramon Urias, James McCann, and what the hell is that guy? Weeks. Not even Weeks. What the hell is his name? New guy they just got. That guy, Tony Kemp. Kemp should not even be on the team. Let's be honest with ourselves. Jackson Holiday or not, that's a whole nother conversation. Kemp should not be on this baseball team. Not with what's in AAA right now, just sitting there. That's my personal opinion. I am not Mike Elias. Mike is very good at what he does, at building a team. I honestly want to know who makes the decisions to keep these guys down. What more can they do for you? They just won you a championship in AAA. You send them back. Every single one of them just hit over 300 in spring training. Look, I've played minor league ball. I know what spring training is. I get it. But they did it. They could have went out there and not did it, right? It wouldn't even been a conversation, but they did it. You just send them right on back down. Do they need something to work on? Sure, whatever. Sure. They might have some stuff to work on. But I would rather watch these guys that are proven hitters down there get their feet wet up here, get that 100 to 150 at bat range done, see what they are, see what they've got, see if they're overmatched, and worry about them learning defense here, then worry about your Ramon Urias, Kemp, Mateo, O'Hearn up here trying to learn how to hit. Granted, I know Ryan O'Hearn had a nice season last year. I get it. He's got fast hands, right? He's a great bath path to the ball. He's fun to watch. He gets a lot of hits. I'll be dead honest with you. He's a 32-year-old first baseman who does not drive the ball out of the ballpark. Sure, we need a guy that can get on base. I get it. It's a 32-year-old who does not drive the ball out of the ballpark. Like, why am I taking at bats away from Heston Kjerstad for a guy that does not drive the ball out of the ballpark? I get it. He gets the RBIs. He gets the base hits. Doesn't score a lot of runs because nobody really hits him in behind him. So let's take your chance at a guy that can drive the ball out of the ballpark, who's younger, who can physically play the outfield, not just mentally be out there. I don't know. I'm a little frustrated with some of that stuff. I mean, like tonight, Heston's got 2 home runs right now in AAA. Norby went deep right behind Jackson Holiday. There's your 3 studs. And then Stowers. So you're 4 of your 6 major league players that would likely probably be on the major leagues on 25 other teams have gone yard again. Look, I get it. We're 5 games in. I don't want to overreact. I'm not overreacting. I'm just simply asking is when at age 25 and 26 for Heston and Stowers, you either one got to cut them or call them up. Flat out. You can't stash 26-year-olds in AAA. Not when they're major league talent. You just can't. And 2, when is it enough for a 245 average? It's not a small sample size anymore. 1,000 at bats is not a small sample size. And that's what you're getting out of Cedric Mullins. 245 with only 32 home runs in 2 years. Is it enough? I mean, if you guys think it's enough, let me know. I don't know if it is. I personally don't know. 245 is not going to beat the Yankees in October. It's not going to beat the Rangers in October. It's not going to beat the Astros in October. God willing, I have no idea who's going to win the AL Central, but it's not going to beat them either in October. So when does that hard decision come down? my thoughts would be now. Like, why wouldn't you now want to see what you have out of the 6 guys in AAA that could play in the big leagues? Because if it doesn't work out, I mean, I'm not saying bring all 6 of them up, but some of them should be here to see what you have. We're playing some of the worst teams in the league. It would have been a perfect time to see how they handled their at-bats, how they took their at-bats. You know what I mean? Like, that would have been the perfect time. Not June. You know, June's going to when they have to come up because guys are tired and hurt, blah, 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 blah. In June, we're only playing playoff teams from last year. The whole month with 1 day off. You want to bring up 2 rookies and watch them have to go through their 100 bat parade and where they try to figure out the league and honestly they suck? I don't. It's a tough call. It's a tough call. Hayes is a guy I would 100% be okay hanging on to. I think the Mullins experiments, I'm at the point I'm saying go back and hit right-handed. That's how frustrated I get watching some of his at-bats. I'm not going to stoop as low and saying right now that he is swinging as bad as Anthony Rendon. I just want to know what he's seeing at the plate because some of his pitch selection is just downright awful. Hayes will figure it out. Hayes' pitch selection right now is downright awful as well. I get it. I trust Hayes more to figure it out, but I've seen enough over the last 40 games of Mullins to know that I don't think he's going to figure it out. He's hitting like 214 over the last 40 games or something like that. It's bad. It's really, really bad. I don't know. They just got tough decisions to make all around. You know, do you bring up Kobe Mayo because he's going to be able to hit this kind of pitching and just deal with his throwing issues right now? Do you bring up Holiday and, you know, I don't know. I really don't know. I don't want to be in Mike Elias' shoes. Brandon Hyde has got a tough job trying to balance all these guys. Look, I like the versatility, but damn it, just go out there and run a damn lineup the same every single night and go win some baseball games. I don't care about a left-on-left matchup. I don't care if a certain guy's hitting 230 against lefties, but he's hitting 280 against righties, so you platoon him. I don't want it. I really don't want it. You're going to tell me that you're going to platoon, you know, Gunnar Henderson or you better not, or Jordan Westberg for Tony Kemp? Now, I mean, Westberg obviously tonight played third base, but there will be a day that Westberg will be on the bench for Tony Kemp. And as me as a fan, I'm going to lose my mind when that day happens. Tony Kemp should never step foot on this field. I'm sorry. He should not step foot on this field ever over anybody on this roster or anybody that's on AAA. Not saying he's a bad player. Should never step foot on the field over the guys that we got or should have. And I'm starting to run down that same way with Cedric Mullins. Like I said, I said in the beginning, I'm going to ruffle some feathers talking about it because I know Cedric is a fan favorite for a lot of people and he makes a lot of great defensive plays. I need a little offense. The offense is a big reason why we lost last October because they just went flat cold. You had no spark there. If Gunnar and Adley weren't getting a hit or Santander, you were flying through that lineup with no issues at all. And we've seen it already in the last 2 nights. 3, actually. Talking about the last 3 games. They haven't hit since the second game of the season. You know? You got real lucky last night. But you're playing bad teams and you're facing bad pitching and you're not scoring runs. And it's the same guys when you look down a lineup with a 0 next to the hit column. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? You got to run Cowser out there every day right now. You absolutely have to. And he's not going to hit, and it's going to be okay. And I don't want people to just freak out and say, get rid of him, or play Mullins or play Hayes, because you didn't do it with Adley and you didn't do it with Gunnar. You gave them their, well, I shouldn't say that because a lot of people absolutely cried for Gunnar to go back down. You got to give the guy 100, 150 at bats, figure it out. Every day at bats. I'm not talking about playing him once a week kind of thing. That's just not cool. They did it to Stowers last year and it just destroyed him. Don't do it to Cowser this year. Cowser's a very good player. Very good player. Glides in the outfield. He's got a good arm. You know, he's a good team guy. The whole team loves him, right? He's the team clown. You got to give him his at-bats. You got to see what you got. You got to see what you got in Cowser. Whether that's sitting Hayes for a little bit or if that's sitting Mullins for a little bit and rotating the two of them, I do not care. You need to see what you have in Colton Cowser. And let's be dead honest. This is a contract year for Cedric Mullins. Looking at these stats right here, hitting 245 in the last 1,000, there's no shot in hell they give him another contract. No shot in hell. If they do, they are absolutely desperate, and they know that they have zero center fielders in the system. Bring me back to my point. You got to see what you got in Cowser. Can Cowser play center field in the big leagues? He can do it in AAA. AAA, that's a whole nother animal. It's a whole nother animal. Can he do it in the big leagues? Look good in left field tonight. Look good. It ain't center field. You see what you got. Bradfield, I don't think we ever see Bradfield. That's just my personal opinion. I don't think we ever see Bradfield in the major leagues. Bradfield is Zach. What's up, man? What's up? Time to bring back up Jackson. I'm getting there. I'd like him. I'm okay with him working on the defense a little bit. And primarily, personally, I want to see Westberg every day. My problem is I don't know if Westberg at third base is the answer because I need to see what Kobe Mayo is. And I don't want Westberg to ever fall into a utility guy because he reminds me so much of J.J. Hardy. I think he's a very underrated prospect for us. So I'm okay another week or two keeping a 20-year-old in AAA. I'm okay with that part. It's the 25 and the 26-year-olds that are sitting in AAA right now when you have outfielders struggling, you know. Do I think Mullins would hit better than leadoff? Does protection matter? Protection helps, but these guys, they're not pitching around Cedric at all. They're going right after him. He's swinging at it. That's the problem, is he's swinging at it. They're throwing a two-seamer in underneath his hands that he knows he has absolutely zero shot to hit, and he's swinging at it anyway. You hit that ball off your hands, you're likely drilling yourself in the ankle. But he's swinging at it. Everything down and the way on a slider, he's swinging at it. Right now, his mind is all over the place. He's not seeing the ball very well over those last 40 games. He's chasing a lot of very bad pitches. When he connects, it's great, right? He drives the ball when he finally connects. But he's just swinging at bad pitches, and it's really lowering his average. Why do I like Bradfield? I wouldn't say I don't like him. His speed is fantastic. He reminds me so much of Billy Hamilton. Billy was that same superstar in the minor leagues. Hit just enough to keep moving up. Blazing speed, one of the fastest guys on the planet, you know. But then when he got to the big leagues, like, what did he do? It made a couple plays, you know, good defensive guy, a lot of speed, stole some bases. But he hit what, like 220 or something like that? It's just too many similarities. Bradfield right now has got a lot of infield hits. A lot. I just need to see a little bit more of the ball kind of driven to the gap. If he can start driving the ball to the gap, I don't even care if it goes to the wall. Just hit the gap. You hit the gap, you're getting a double. Just flat out. But if you're only hitting infield hits in the minor leagues, you're likely not even making contact in the big leagues. It's a whole different ball game. Ball moves, you know, this much in the minors, where in the big leagues, you know, I can't fit it on screen how much it's going to move. Excuse me. It's just a different game. Why is this heart in a way and I can't read this? Is Holiday and for service time? I don't know. They talked a little bit about his defensive play at second base, and he's already made 3 errors at second, 2 of them being on a double play flip. That won't fly with our bullpen. I can tell you that right now. You make 1 error in an inning on our bullpen, and you're looking at a very big inning. We have to play absolutely flawless defense right now with this bullpen. And I think they know that internally. And I honestly I think they're scared to give teams extra outs late in the ball game with the bullpen in the shape that it's in. A little bit of that is Mike Elias' fault. A little bit of that is the rest of the league's fault, just asking for Jackson Holiday in every single damn trade. You're not going to get it, not for a bullpen guy, you know. But offensively, Holiday belongs here. The book's out on him at second base defensively. I'm a dark horse in this. I'm a flat-out dark horse, and you'll probably hear another person say it. I think Holiday would have a all-pro career in center field. It's tough to say. He's a phenomenal athlete, generational athlete, right? Which is why I think the transition would be fine. The Orioles right now already have 6 or 4 shortstops in the lineup. The Padres have 6. Their whole outfield is shortstops. You're athletic, you know? My cousin is Jackson Merrill. He's a shortstop. He's been moved to center field, and he's flourishing. I see Jackson potentially could have the same type of career where he would go out in the outfield. He's blazing fast. It's very underrated how fast he is. He's not Bradfield fast, but he's very, very fast. He's probably as fast as Mullins, maybe a step faster. He's got a better arm than Mullins. Takes a good first step. You know, everything that he can do will translate perfectly to the outfield. Dad played outfield. I could see him making that Adam Jones type switch from shortstop to center field and having a tremendous career. And another reason why I really see it is, I mean, this was prior to, you know, Joey Ortiz and Harias being traded, but they didn't have the room. And we have a glaring hole in center field beyond this season. Beyond this season, Mullins is, like I said, when Mullins' contract is up, you have Cowser. That's basically it. Billy Cook, maybe. That's it. Like, that's all you got in the minor leagues. You're going to have to move somebody to center field, whether that be Roll Robinson, the AAA shortstop, or Holiday. I just feel like the bat could stick in being a starting all-star center fielder. Second base is tough. A lot of people think second base is a very easy position. Second base is a tough position. The angles are different from a shortstop. It's going to take him a little bit of time to kind of figure it out. I know he played a couple of games there last year. A little bit different when the ball's coming off the bat consistently 100 miles an hour compared to the minor leagues. Ball's only coming off 89, 90. You have a couple guys like Heston that square it up, but there ain't too many. I don't know. It's like I said, I'm a dark horse on that. You'll probably absolutely never hear another person say it for the rest of your Oriole fandom. And it's not that I don't think he's a good enough player to play in the infield. I just think that he would have a borderline Orioles Hall of Fame career in center field. It's very bold to say, I know. I would immediately put him there in the conversation with Adam Jones. Granted, I'm only 35, guys. I don't know a lot of the guys that were way well before my time in the 90s, but Adam Jones, to me, was the best center fielder the Orioles have had in my lifetime. I was way too young to remember Brady, so don't hit me on that. I know Brady was good. I get it. I was just way too young. Westberg's outstanding at second. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I love Westberg. Westberg has the best glove in the infield. Outside of Ortiz before he was traded, Westberg had the second best glove in the organization. He's a phenomenal defender. Phenomenal. So seeing him every day is something I really like. Gunnar has more range, obviously, and a fantastic arm. I don't think there's anybody in this organization that can match Gunnar's arm. I'd put it right there, maybe a notch below Machado's. It's that good. It's a damn good arm. His mentality plays shortstop very well. He hates to lose. He's going to go get every damn ball that he's even remotely close to. But Westberg's a dude that I love. And Jackson, I don't know. I just feel like Jackson probably be a great second baseman. Don't even get me wrong. We already know he can hit. I just feel like he would fill a hole for a very long time for the Orioles. Very long time. And let's be honest, outfielders get paid a little bit more than some of the infielders. If you're not a shortstop, you're not getting top pay. But if you're a left fielder and center fielder and you're hitting the hell out of the ball, you're going to make a little bit more money than a second baseman. I mean, it might be something he want to kind of figure out there. They want to see if Gunner's a Gold Glove shortstop and Jack has to play somewhere else. So I do think Gunner is a Gold Glove shortstop. I really do. The book on Jackson's glove, from what last I read, was Westberg was number 1. This was after the Ortiz trade. Gunner was number 2, then Jackson. As far as routinely fielding simple ground balls, making the tough plays and stuff, picking the ball. So Jackson wasn't as good as the other two, but it was serviceable. That was the thing. It was just serviceable, where the other two were all pro players, so to say. They have a traffic jam in the infield. I don't know if you can move Gunner to third. I really don't know. Yeah, I'm with you, Rory. I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong. So Gunner at third, I think, would cause a worse traffic jam. I just don't know. Gunner has the good arm to play third. He's got a better arm than Westberg. Westberg's got the better glove. Mayo just can't throw. That sounded so mean. It wasn't supposed to come out that mean. Mayo has a throwing issue, and I think it's more of a thinking issue. He's a big dude. He throws very hard. Glove has improved every single year. He's got an airmail problem, You move him to first base, you want to talk about a log jam. That first base is going to have a log jam for miles in the next couple of years. If you move Mayo to first and move, say, if it's Gunner or Westberg, doesn't matter. But if you move Mayo to first, you claim you don't like Heston in the outfield. So Heston moves to first. Right, so there's maybe your left-handed, right-handed first baseman. Mountcastle's 27. I think he deserves a contract with the Orioles. He's one of the guys that made it through the rebuild that I would give an extension to. And now you already got 3. You've got Fabian or Beavers. If this is a big if they don't last in the outfield, we'll move to first base. You've got Max Wagner, who potentially could move to first base. First base logjam is bad. Potentially worse than the shortstop logjam, to be honest with you. They're going to have to figure something out with that. Max is a guy that when they drafted him out of Clemson, man, I was excited. I didn't care if he stuck at third base or if he went to first base. The way he put the bat on the ball at Clemson, I prayed to God, translated here. It hasn't yet to where I expected. This is a big year for Max, because Max could potentially be a Mayo-type hitter. Mayo's younger. But I'm talking power-wise. He's got a lot of power in that body. He's just got to figure out how to put the barrel on it. But, we're just sitting here chatting. We're spouting off log jams everywhere, But the worst one to me is, like I keep coming back to, Heston at 25 and Stowers at 26. What do you do with these guys? Stowers, I think they need to look Stowers in the eye and tell him, look, I think you're a fantastic ball player. We don't know what to do with you, so we're going to ship you off where you can play every day. I'd just be honest with him man-to-man. Because clearly he can't do enough to get back here. Which is upsetting to me. I really like Stowers. I would love to see Stowers every day in right field. Yes, Wagner could potentially be Kyle Schwarber. I agree. He's got that kind of power. But we'll see. Do I think the team's going to re-sign Santander? I do. I don't think it's going to be long-term. I would say probably a 3-year deal. I could see them going like 3 for, I'm going to spitball a number here. Oh, hell. 3 for 60. I could see that. Hopefully just to DH. He's improved in the outfield. But like we keep coming back to the logjam. You don't really have a proven DH. Why not keep Tony Taters a little bit healthier by just letting him DH? He's going to play a little bit longer. He's going to last a little bit. His legs are going to stay under him through the whole season. You get a healthy Tony Taters out there every single night with some healthy legs, and he might hit 35, 40 home runs. When he starts to get tired, bat slows down. I don't need Tony Taters out in right field every night. Not saying he can't do it. He's been playing very good defense. His defense has improved every year he's been on the Orioles. 2 years ago, I hated him out in the outfield. I would have gotten on here and absolutely ranted so hard about his outfield play, but it's gotten a lot better. I even texted a friend of mine that I complained to all the time about Tony being out in the outfield the other night when he made those 2 great plays, and I was like, okay, I might eat my words this year, and I'm 100% happy with that. I would love to see Tony get a 3-year extension. 4, hell with it. I don't even care. Wouldn't care. Let him come out here and DH and continue to hit 25, 35 home runs a year. Because I'll be honest with you, there might not be another guy in that lineup that I trust more with the game on the line than Tony Taters. And he swings and misses a lot, and he'll chase some shit, and I don't even care. But he'll go after somebody. He ain't afraid of anybody, and I love that. Him and Gunnar have that same attitude. They don't care who you are standing on that mound. You put it anywhere near their wheelhouse, and they're rocking it. And I love that about both of them. But you hate him in the outfield? Right. Oh, it was so bad. It was so bad. I would argue to the people, he was ranked the 128th outfielder in Major League Baseball 2 years ago. And people are like, oh, he plays good right field. Well, stats say otherwise because he was ranked 128th in the outfield. His expected catch ratio was 45% of balls that he was expected to catch 2 years ago. Last year, I think I crept up to about 79%. He got better. And this year, he's already made a couple fantastic plays out in right field. You can tell he's worked on his footwork out in the outfield. Give him a lot of credit for that. A lot of credit. And credit to whoever the hell's working with him because it's working. You know what I mean? It's working. But I don't know, guys. I don't know. Back to the original conversation. Is Mullins sticking around hitting 245 through his last 1,000 at bats? Is he only sticking around because he plays good defense? Or we praying to God he figures it out in the next 1,000 at bats? When's enough? That's my biggest question. When is enough? I don't know. But it's 10:30. I got to get up at 4:30 to go to work. It's been a pleasure chatting with you guys. I want to kind of get on here and do this a little bit more. Trying to grow the channel a little bit. And I'm a big O's fan. I used to play in the O's organization years ago. Just love talking baseball. So getting on here chatting with you guys about baseball is definitely a passion of mine. So I'm definitely going to keep doing this a little bit. But I appreciate every one of you kind of sticking around and hanging out with me tonight, asking some questions, chatting some ball. We'll probably be on again. What day is it? It's only Tuesday, right? I don't even know what day it is, guys. I got 3 kids. I have no idea what's going on in life anymore. I'll probably be on sometime again this week. But if you guys want to drop a follow on the channel, you're more than welcome. Same thing same handle name on TikTok and on Twitter. I post kind of the same kind of content on TikTok, honestly, but I'll catch you guys later. I appreciate y'all hanging out, and y'all have a fantastic evening. Let's go O's.